Have you ever wondered what happens in those final moments when someone leaves this world? What do they experience? Where do they go? Today, I want to share something deeply meaningful with you. The journey our loved ones take when they cross over. This isn't just about answering questions. It's about finding comfort and peace when we miss someone so dearly. Many of us have sat beside someone we love as they took their final breath. We've held their hand, whispered words of love, and wondered if they could still hear us. What I'm going to share today might bring you comfort, especially if you've recently lost someone special. These insights come from countless experiences, spiritual traditions, and even from those who have briefly glimpsed the other side and returned to tell about it. So let's explore together the beautiful journey that awaits us all, the transition from this life to whatever lies beyond. This isn't meant to be scary or sad. Instead, I hope you'll find it reassuring to know that our loved ones are at peace, surrounded by light and love. When someone passes away, they're never alone in that sacred moment. As their spirit begins to leave their body, they're greeted by family members and dear friends who passed before them. These loved ones appear young, healthy, and radiant, often in the prime of their life. They come with open arms and loving smiles to welcome the person home after their earthly journey. This reunion happens for everyone, whether they've had a long illness where they might have glimpsed these visitors in their final days, or even in sudden passings like accidents. In those unexpected moments, our loved ones are immediately surrounded by familiar faces who guide them through the transition. Many people who have had near-death experiences describe seeing their grandparents, parents, or childhood friends standing near them, offering comfort and guidance. These spiritual escorts ensure that crossing over isn't frightening or lonely. They create a bridge between worlds so that the transition is peaceful. Think about it like being met at the airport after a long journey. The relief and joy of seeing a familiar face waiting for you. This is why people often smile or reach out in their final moments. They're already seeing those waiting to welcome them home. As the final breath leaves the body, something extraordinary happens. The soul gently separates and rises, allowing your loved one to see their physical body from above. From this new perspective, they witness everything happening around them. The medical team working, family members weeping, prayers being spoken. They hear every word, feel every emotion, but without the physical pain or limitations they just left behind. This experience is often described as incredibly peaceful. Your loved one feels lighter, freer, and can observe everything with perfect clarity. They might notice details they couldn't see before. The pattern on a nurse's scrubs, a whispered conversation in the hallway, or tears falling on their now still hand. They understand that while their body has stopped functioning, they're still very much present and aware. During this time, they often try to comfort those who are grieving. They might attempt to reach out, to say, "I'm still here, just different now." They feel no pain, no fear, only love and a strange new freedom. This is why many people report sensing their loved one's presence strongly in the days following their passing. They haven't left completely. They're simply existing in a different way, watching over those they love as they begin to adjust to their new reality. After the initial separation from their body, many souls choose to linger briefly in our earthly plane. This isn't because they're trapped or confused. It's a deliberate choice made out of love. They may visit special places that held meaning for them, or travel to say goodbye to family members who live far away and couldn't be present at their bedside. This is why so many people report unusual experiences in the days following a loved one's passing. The scent of their perfume suddenly filling a room, their favorite song playing unexpectedly on the radio, or even glimpsing them sitting in their favorite chair. These aren't just comforting coincidences or tricks of a grieving mind. They're often intentional visits, final meaningful connections before moving fully into the light. Many people have experienced dreams or strong feelings about someone's passing before receiving the actual news. A mother might wake up suddenly knowing something has happened to her child. A husband might smell his late wife's perfume just as she passes in a distant hospital. These connections happen because our loved ones make these spiritual journeys to connect one last time, to offer comfort, and to say, "I love you," before continuing their journey forward. Once the soul has said its earthly goodbyes, something remarkable happens. In the presence of gentle, loving guides, your loved one experiences a life review, not as judgment, but as understanding. They see their entire life unfold like a movie, witnessing not just their actions, but the ripple effects of those actions, the emotions they cause in others, the differences they made both large and small. This review isn't about punishment or reward. It's about learning and growth. Your loved one sees moments when they showed kindness and love, and how those actions touched others in ways they never realized. They also see missed opportunities and mistakes, but without shame or condemnation. Instead, they understand these moments with perfect compassion for themselves and others. They see the bigger picture of their life's purpose and how even difficulties serve their soul's growth. What's most beautiful about this life review is that love becomes the measuring stick. The soul recognizes that the most significant moments weren't the achievements or failures by worldly standards, but rather the love shared, the connections made, the kindness shown. Even small gestures, a comforting word to a stranger, patience with a child, forgiveness offered, these shine brightly in the review. Your loved one sees their life with new eyes and understands that love was the lesson all along. After the life review, your loved one experiences another beautiful reunion, this time with souls they've known across multiple lifetimes. These might be people they didn't even know in their most recent life, but with whom they share deep soul connections. The recognition is immediate and joyful, like meeting an old friend after years apart, except this connection spans centuries and multiple shared experiences. These reunions help your loved one understand the bigger picture of their soul journey. They recognize patterns in relationships that have continued across time. How a child in this life might have been a parent in another, how a difficult relationship served an important purpose for growth. Soul families reunite in this space, celebrating their continued connection and the roles they played in each other's spiritual development. In this gathering of souls, there's a sense of homecoming and belonging that goes beyond what we experience on Earth. Your loved one feels completely known, completely accepted, and completely understood by these spiritual companions. There's a recognition that their recent life was just one chapter in an ongoing story they've been writing together across time and space. This gives tremendous comfort and a sense that nothing valuable is ever truly lost. Relationships continue and evolve in ways we can't fully comprehend from our earthly perspective. With loving guidance from spiritual teachers, your loved one is gently shown connections between their recent life and their past lives. They begin to understand the deeper purpose behind their challenges, relationships, talents, and even physical characteristics. They see how certain lessons carried forward, how unresolved issues created patterns, and how growth occurred across multiple lifetimes. This understanding brings profound peace. Your loved one realizes that they chose the exact time and circumstances of their birth and death for specific purposes. Nothing was random or meaningless, not their struggles, not their joys, not even how or when they left their body. They see that their departure, however painful for those left behind, happened exactly when it needed to for their soul's journey and the journeys of those connected to them. With this expanded awareness, they feel neither regret for leaving too soon nor sorrow for challenges faced. Instead, there's a beautiful acceptance and appreciation for the perfectly designed tapestry of experiences that made up not just their recent life, but all their lives. They understand that what seemed like endings were really transitions, what looked like failures were actually opportunities, and that love has been the constant thread weaving through every lifetime. What many find comforting is learning that our loved ones don't simply rest or disappear after death. They continue living, learning, and growing, just in a different form and dimension. Your loved one discovers that the afterlife is vibrant and active, filled with purpose and meaning. They may study with spiritual teachers, help guide others who are crossing over, or even assist loved ones still on earth as a kind of guardian presence. Many souls choose to review what they've learned and begin preparing for future experiences, whether that means eventually returning to Earth or exploring other realms of existence. Some work as helpers for those in grief, finding ways to send signs and comfort to their loved ones. Others may serve as welcomers for newly arrived souls, especially children or those who pass suddenly, ensuring their transition is gentle and loving. This continued activity and purpose brings your loved one immense joy. They're free from physical limitations, able to travel by thought, connect through pure intention, and experience reality in ways that weren't possible in a physical body. They maintain their essence, their humor, their interests, their unique perspective, while expanding into greater wisdom and deeper capacity for love. Just as we continue growing throughout our physical lives, our loved ones continue their evolution on the other side. Eventually, in this journey after physical death, your loved one experiences something beyond words, an awareness of and connection to the source of all life. Some call this God, others divine love, universal consciousness, or simply home. Whatever name we give it, this experience is described as overwhelming love, acceptance, and belonging. Your loved one feels completely known and completely loved, not for what they did or accomplished, but simply for who they are. In this presence of pure love, all questions find answers, all wounds find healing. Your loved one understands that they were never truly separate from this loving source, even during their most difficult or lonely moments on earth. They see how they were guided, supported, and cherished every step of the way, even when they couldn't feel it. They recognize that this loving presence has been a constant companion throughout all their lives and experiences. This realization doesn't make your loved one distant or different, quite the opposite. Being in the presence of such complete love makes them even more capable of loving you across the veil between worlds. They understand now that love is the only thing that matters, the only thing that lasts, and the true purpose of existence. From this place of perfect peace and understanding, they continue to love you, support you, and wait for the day when you'll be reunited in that same perfect love that holds us all. I hope these insights bring you comfort when thinking about those you've lost. Remember that the bonds of love don't break when someone leaves their physical body. In many ways, they grow stronger, purer, and more permanent. Your loved ones are at peace, filled with understanding, surrounded by love, and still connected to you in ways that transcend our physical world. When you feel them near, in a dream, in a sudden memory, in a sign that seems meant just for you, trust that connection. They've simply moved to another room in our Father's house, continuing their journey until the day when you'll be together again. Until then, they want you to live fully, love deeply, and find joy in your own journey, knowing they're never truly gone from your side. Take comfort in knowing that the goodbye you shared wasn't an ending, but a see you later. And in that beautiful someday reunion, you'll understand as they now do that love is the bridge that death cannot break and the truth that binds us all together in this life and beyond.